You are under arrest. The first shout slices through the wedding march like a blade. Ava Cole stands at the altar in a Long Island manner, lace sleeves resting on a bouquet that smells like roses and money. Cameras tilt toward her. Guests lean forward. Marcus Thorne smiles, certain the world belongs to him. Then the ballroom doors slam open. Uniformed officers flood in, shoes thudding over marble. A man in a dark suit steps beside them, badge clipped to his belt, eyes steady. Ava Cole. Marcus says, voice dropping. What is this? Ava lifts her hands to her veil. The fabric slides back. Her face stays soft, almost tender, but her smile is cold. Marcus. She says, loud enough for every microphone to catch. Do you like your wedding gift? He laughs once, sharp and uneasy. Stop this. Tell them to leave. Ava turns toward the man with the badge. Arthur King, you can read it now. Arthur unfolds a paper and speaks with the calm of someone who has waited years for this moment. Marcus Thorne, you are being taken into custody for conspiracy, fraud, witness tampering, and obstruction of justice. Gasps rise like a wave. A champagne flute shatters. Someone whispers a prayer. Marcus steps back as if the air has betrayed him. That is insane. This is my wedding. This is my property. Ava reaches into the pocket of her gown, then pulls out a thick binder wrapped in clear plastic. She lets it drop at his feet. On the cover, in bold black letters, is a title that makes his jaw lock. The Thorne File. Marcus stares at it, then at her. Who are you? I am the woman you choose to destroy. Ava says. And the woman you choose to marry. Both are me. He tries to grab her wrist. Officers move. Arthur raises a hand and two cuffs glint under the chandeliers. Marcus shakes his head. Ava, listen. Whoever filled your head with this, you are being used. Ava tilts her head. Used? Like my father? The name drops like a stone. Marcus stiffens. Ava steps closer, lowering her voice so only he can hear, but the microphones still catch every word. 3 years ago you take my father, you take my home, you take my mother from me. You call it business. I call it murder. Marcus swallows. His smile breaks. Your father is guilty. The court says so. The court says what you pay it to say. Ava replies. Arthur nods to the officers. Bring him in. Hand seize Marcus. He jerks, shock turning to rage. I do not consent. He roars. This is a setup. Ava does not flinch. She leans in, her lips near his ear. You ask if I love you. She whispers. I love the moment you realize you cannot buy your way out. Marcus goes still, breathing hard. You were real with me. You were warm. You were mine. Ava straightens, voice ringing again. I am real. The warmth is a costume. And I am no one's. She lifts a garment bag from a chair near the altar. A bridesmaid tries to stop her, hand shaking, but Ava steps past and unzips it. Inside is a plain gray prison uniform, folded with care like a gift. Ava holds it up for the cameras. This is yours. She says. Try it on. I picked your size. A roar of conversation erupts. Phones rise. The live stream chat explodes. A trending tag is born before Marcus reaches the door. Marcus twists in the officer's grip. You will regret this. I will ruin you. Ava walks behind him, slow, measured, as if she is escorting a man to a dance. You already ruined me. She says. Now I return the favor, with interest. Arthur stops beside her. His face is tired, the kind of tired that comes from years of losing cases to rich men. It is done. He says quietly. Ava watches Marcus disappear into the sea of uniforms. She presses a hand to her chest, not to steady her heart, but to confirm it is still there. She should feel triumph. She does. But underneath it, something burns and refuses to die. Grief. Her mother's face flashes in her mind, pale and distant behind a hospital window. Her father's hands, rough and shaking as he grips the phone in the visiting room. Ava closes her eyes for 1 second. Then she opens them and follows the officers out, ready to finish what she starts. 3 years earlier, Ava Cole lives in a glass house in Manhattan that looks over the river like it owns the water. Her father, Daniel Cole, builds a tech company from a garage to a tower. He laughs loud, hugs hard, and believes proof will always beat lies. On a Thursday night, the news breaks. Authorities investigate coal systems for illegal fundraising. The anchor says. Ava sits up in bed, phone vibrating with messages. Her father calls at once. Baby, stay calm. Daniel says. Someone is coming for us. Who? There is a pause, then a name that makes her stomach drop. Marcus Thorne. Marcus is a rising titan, the kind that wears tailored suits and smiles in boardrooms while blood runs under the table. He courts investors with charm and threatens rivals with silence. Ava drives to the office in the rain. She finds her father in the conference room, lawyers spread across the table, faces grim. A tall man in a gray suit sits at the end, calm as a priest. Marcus Thorne. He stands when Ava enters, offering a hand. Ava Cole. He says. I am sorry about this misunderstanding. Ava does not take his hand. You file a report and call it a misunderstanding? Marcus smiles as if she is a child throwing a tantrum. Your company is overleveraged. Investors are hurt. The public deserves the truth. My father does not steal. Maybe he does not. Marcus says softly. But the numbers say otherwise. Ava turns to the screen. A financial report glows there, columns crisp, signatures in neat lines. It is fake. Daniel says. I never signed this. Marcus spreads his hands. Then find who did, but do it quickly. The regulators move fast. The next weeks become a storm of subpoenas and headlines. A witness steps forward, a former accountant, and swears Daniel runs a scheme. Ava meets the witness in a hallway and sees fear in his eyes, the kind that looks like hunger. Someone pays him. She brings the concern to their lawyer. The lawyer shrugs, sweat on his brow. We need more than suspicion. Then another blow lands. Ava receives a message from a cousin she barely knows, Samuel Cole. He claims he can help, says he has contacts. He asks for money. Ava meets him at a diner. He talks fast, hands restless. Marcus has people everywhere. Samuel says. If you want your father safe, you pay the right person. Ava wants to slap him. Instead she says. Do you have proof? Samuel glances away. I have access. I can get you something. She does not know then that Samuel already sells their secrets to Marcus. The day of the hearing comes. Ava sits behind her father as the judge reads the charges. The prosecutors present documents, bank transfers, and the witness with the hungry eyes. Daniel rises, voice steady. Those records are forged. My daughter can testify. Our auditors can testify. The judge looks at the evidence, looks at the headlines, and looks at the men in suits sitting behind Marcus Thorne. 15 years. The judge says. Ava hears the words but cannot understand them. Her father's hands tighten on the table. He turns to her and forces a smile. Baby. He says. Do not break, not now. They allow one brief visit before he is moved. In the visiting room, glass between them, Daniel presses his palm to the barrier. Ava mirrors it, skin against cold. I did not do this. He says. You believe me, right? I believe you. Ava says. I will fix it. Daniel nods, eyes bright with tears he refuses to shed. Then live. Stay smart. And never let them make you small. Ava leaves the prison and drives home. She finds her mother in the kitchen, staring at a cup that has gone cold. Her mother, Grace, is a gentle woman with a laugh like wind chimes. That night she does not laugh. Weeks pass. Grace stops eating. She stops sleeping. She folds laundry that is already folded, then sits in the dark. One morning, Ava wakes to a silence that feels wrong. She finds Grace in the stairwell, body still, eyes open but gone. The world collapses in one thin scream. At the funeral, Marcus Thorne sends flowers, white lilies arranged like apology. Ava stands over her mother's grave and does not cry anymore. She makes a vow that tastes like metal. Marcus will pay. Ava disappears. She sells what she can. She changes her hair. She changes her name. She becomes Isabella Hale, a woman with a clean history and a quiet smile. Arthur King helps, carefully, from the shadows. He is a veteran prosecutor who sees too many guilty men walk free. He cannot fight Marcus openly without proof that can survive court. You need legal evidence, Arthur tells her in a cramped office at night. Not rumors, not revenge fantasies, proof that holds. Ava nods. Then I will bring you proof. She studies Marcus the way hunters study prey. His interviews. His habits. His preferences. His weaknesses. He likes women who seem independent but are easy to admire. He likes warmth that makes him feel human. He likes loyalty that looks like devotion. Ava can perform all of that. She gets a job in one of his companies in Midtown as a marketing specialist. She arrives early, leaves late, and never asks for attention. 2 weeks in, she engineers a meeting. Marcus walks into a private coffee shop near the office, surrounded by assistants. Ava sits alone at a corner table with a notebook open, reading a business journal. When Marcus orders, the barista spills a drink on his sleeve, flustered and apologetic. Ava stands and offers her own napkin. You can use this, she says. Marcus studies her face, eyes sharp. You work for me. I do. Ava replies. I am new. Name? Isabella. She says, and the name is a lie that tastes smooth. Marcus nods once, as if filing her away. You are calm. It is just coffee. Ava says. There are bigger disasters in the world. Something flickers in his expression, like amusement. True. Ava does not chase him after that. She lets the moment sit in his mind. At the next industry panel, she sits in the audience and asks one question, smart and aligned with his agenda. Marcus looks down from the stage, eyes catching hers, and for 1 second his guarded face softens. After the panel, he stops her. Your question was useful, he says. Most people ask for attention. You ask for truth. Ava gives a small smile. Truth matters. It does. Marcus says, and his voice is almost gentle. You should come to a strategy meeting. You might be wasted where you are. Ava lowers her gaze like she is shy. Inside, she counts the steps. 1 month later, she is in his inner circle. That is when Lena Gray reaches out. Lena is Marcus' former executive assistant, quietly removed after she asks too many questions. She contacts Ava through an encrypted message, the kind Arthur insists on. I know who you are. The message says. I know what he did. If you want him to fall, meet me. Ava meets Lena in a park at dusk, hood up, hands in pockets. Lena looks tired, eyes hollow, guilt clinging to her like smoke. I help him once. Lena says. I tell myself it is business. Then your mother dies and I cannot sleep. I keep copies. I keep receipts. Ava stares at her. Why come to me? Because you are the only one who will not stop. Lena replies. And because I want to stop being his tool. Ava breathes out. Then you are mine now. Lena flinches. Ava softens her voice. Work with me and you get redemption. Betray me and you get the same cell as him. Lena nods. Fair. The romance begins in public first. Marcus invites Isabella to dinner. He buys her a dress without asking her size, confident he can guess. Ava wears it anyway. She laughs at his jokes. She asks about his childhood. She listens when he talks about being poor once, about how power feels like oxygen. You are different. Marcus tells her in his penthouse, city lights behind him. You do not want me for my money. Ava lets her eyes shine with practiced emotion. I want you for you. He believes it because he wants to. When he kisses her, Ava closes her eyes and thinks of her mother. She tells herself it is a small cost. A cost that buys justice. Once Ava is inside Marcus' life, the real work begins. She learns his schedule. She learns which safe contains which contracts. She learns the names of men who pretend to be respectable while laundering money through shell companies. Lena feeds her a map of the crime. Do not grab everything at once. Lena warns. He notices patterns. Ava nods. I only need one pattern, the one that ends him. In Marcus' penthouse, Ava slips a recorder behind a panel in his office. She chooses a model Arthur approves, a device that timestamps cleanly and stores files without corruption. Later that night, Marcus sits with two partners and speaks with arrogance that feels like confession. Daniel Cole thinks he can resist. Marcus says, "He is stubborn. I like breaking stubborn men." One partner laughs. "The witness is solid. He will not flip." Marcus swirls his drink. "He will if he wants to eat. Pay him again. Remind him what happens if he talks." Ava hears every word through the recorder. Her hands shake in the bathroom as she listens later. Not from fear. From the urge to strike now. But Arthur's voice echoes in her mind. "Not now. Build the chain." Ava copies financial ledgers under the excuse of organizing files. She photographs hard drives. She tracks transfers to offshore accounts. Marcus watches her sometimes, eyes narrowed. One evening he walks into the office and finds her moving books on a shelf. "Why are you in here?" he asks. Ava turns, startled on purpose. Her eyes fill with tears on command. "I want to make your life easier," she says. "You are always tired. I just wanted to help." Marcus' expression shifts. His suspicion fights his desire. Desire wins. He pulls her into his arms. "I am sorry. I am under pressure." Ava leans into him, letting her breath hitch. "Do you trust me?" He answers without thinking. "Yes." Ava smiles against his shoulder where he cannot see it. Trust is a leash. And he has put it on himself. Meanwhile, Samuel Cole circles like a rat. He shows up at a charity gala where Marcus brings Ava as his date. Samuel sips champagne and grins, eyes greedy. "Cousin," he says, loud enough to sting. "Long time." Ava keeps her face blank. "Do I know you?" Samuel laughs. "Come on, we share blood, sort of." Marcus looks between them. "You did not tell me you have family." Ava touches Marcus' arm gently, playing the part. He is distant. He only appears when he wants something. Samuel leans closer. "I can be useful. I know stories about this lovely lady." Ava smiles sweetly. "And I know stories about you. Like who you sold our company secrets to." Samuel goes pale. That night, Ava meets him in a parking garage. She tosses a folder onto his car hood. Inside is proof you leak proprietary data, proof you take payments, proof you lie under oath. Samuel opens it and his hands tremble. "You cannot use this. I am family." "You are a traitor." Ava replies. "Now you work for me." Samuel eyes dart. "I will tell Marcus." Ava steps closer, voice quiet. "If you do, Arthur King gets this folder. You go to prison, or you help me and you might get a lighter sentence. Choose." Samuel swallows. Greed shifts into survival. "What do you want?" he whispers. "Access." Ava says. "You still have contacts. You still know which doors open with money. You will open them for me." Samuel nods, trapped. Ava walks away and texts Lena. "Hook him. He is ours." Lena replies at once. "Be careful. Marcus is starting to test you." Ava looks up at the dark sky above the garage. The city hums like it does not care. She cares. She has a box under her bed now, filled with drives, recordings, signed statements, and trace transfers. The Thorn file is becoming real. And the wedding date appears on the calendar like a deadline. Ava circles it in red. Soon. The next morning, Marcus takes Ava to a charity breakfast where cameras flash and donors applaud his generosity. Ava sits beside him, smiling, while a screen behind the stage shows a montage of youth programs funded by Thorn money. The guests clap as if applause can wash sins away. Marcus leans close. "You see, they love me." Ava keeps her voice light. "People love a savior." Marcus chuckles. "And you love me." Ava lifts her glass. "Of course." Across the room, Ava spots a judge she recognizes from her father's case. The man accepts a handshake from one of Marcus' partners, then slips into a private side hall. Ava excuses herself and follows at a distance, heels soft on carpet. She pauses behind a pillar and listens. "I need assurance." The judge murmurs. "You will have it." The partner replies. "A vacation home, the deed clean, just like last time." Ava records the exchange on her phone, angled low inside her clutch. Her pulse stays steady. Corruption has a voice and she is collecting it. Later in the car, Marcus watches her reflection in the tinted window. You are quiet today, he says. Ava turns, smile gentle. I am thinking about our future. Marcus reaches for her hand and kisses her knuckles. Good, because after we marry, I will make sure you never leave me. His words are sweet on the surface, but the meaning is a cage. Ava squeezes back. Then I will stay. Inside, she adds a new tab to the box under her bed. Judicial bribery. Marcus proposes on a rooftop, the skyline behind him, a ring that could buy a building. Ava says yes with tears in her eyes. The tears are real this time, but not for the reasons he believes. In the weeks that follow, Marcus becomes both softer and more dangerous. Love makes him possessive. Possession makes him paranoid. He begins to test Isabella. He invites her to a private dinner with men from his past, men who help bury bodies without leaving marks. They talk about old deals as if reminiscing about vacations. Back then we clean it up fast. One man says, laughing. No paper trail. Marcus watches Ava's face, waiting for a twitch. Ava sips her water. I love how confident you all are. I can barely keep up. Marcus' eyes narrow. Does it bother you? Bother me? Ava repeats, confused on purpose. It sounds like you are bragging about being efficient. The men laugh. Marcus relaxes, but only a little. The next test comes at his penthouse. He leads Ava into his office and points to the shelf where the recorder hides. Something is off. He says. I swear I sense it. Ava's heart thumps once. She forces her smile. You are tired, she says. You work too hard. Marcus steps closer. Look at me, tell me you are not hiding anything. Ava meets his gaze, eyes wide, sincere as sunrise. She reaches for his hands. I am hiding a fear, she says. A fear that you will stop loving me. Marcus' breath catches. He pulls her close. I do not stop. He murmurs. I take what I want. Ava strokes his hair like a lover, and the recorder keeps capturing his voice. Later that week, Lena sends a warning. He runs a background check again. She texts. He uses a private firm, not the usual. Arthur reacts immediately. He calls Ava from a secure line. I can block official records. Arthur says. But private firms dig through patterns. We need to distract him. Ava thinks fast. Give him a scandal that looks unrelated, something he will chase. Arthur pauses. That is risky. It is safer than him finding me, Ava says. She sets the trap within a trap. Samuel, desperate and eager to please, feeds Marcus a fake lead about a competitor moving against him. It is plausible. It is urgent. Marcus bites. He diverts resources. He sends investigators to chase shadows. He stops looking at Isabella long enough for her to move. Ava and Lena meet in a warehouse used by a shipping company. Lena hands her a flash drive. This is the final piece, Lena says. A call log from the night he pays the witness. Time-stamped, linked to the transfer. It ties him directly. Ava holds the drive like it is a beating heart. With this, Arthur can indict, she says. Lena nods. He will not go quietly. Ava looks at her. Neither will I. Then Samuel calls, panicked. He knows something. Samuel whispers. He asks about the Cole name. He asks about your mother. He is connecting dots. Ava's eyes harden. Where is he? At the manor. Samuel says. He goes early. He says he wants to surprise you. He wants to talk alone. Ava hangs up and feels the world tilt. If Marcus confronts her before the wedding, he can change plans, destroy evidence, threaten witnesses. She cannot let him. Ava calls Arthur. Tomorrow, she says. We do it tomorrow. At the wedding, no delays. Arthur breathes in. If we move too fast, the defense will claim entrapment. Ava's voice turns flat. This is not entrapment. This is exposure. You have the file. You have the chain. You have Lena. You have the witness payments. You have transfers. You have recorded admissions. What else do you need? Arthur is silent for a beat, then speaks. You are right. Tomorrow. Ava lowers the phone and stares into the mirror. Isabella Hale looks back at her, beautiful, soft, easy to love. Ava Cole lies behind the eyes, sharp as a knife. One more day. Ava whispers. Then you fall. That night, Marcus wakes Ava at 2 in the morning. The room is dark. The city glows through the glass wall. Marcus sits on the edge of the bed, phone in hand. Answer me. He says. What is your real last name? Ava blinks, feigning sleep. Hale, you know that. Marcus holds up his phone. The private firm says they cannot verify a childhood address. They say your records start too late. Ava sits up slowly, letting fear show but not too much. I grow up in foster care. She says, and the light comes from an old case file Arthur gives her. I change homes. Nothing stays. Marcus' eyes search her face. Why not tell me? Ava lets a tear fall. Because men like you hate weakness. I want you to see me as strong. Marcus' expression softens, then hardens again. I hate being fooled. Ava reaches for him. Then do not let your enemies use your fear. Use me. Trust me. Marcus grabs her wrist, grip tight, then loosens as if he hates himself for it. I will watch you. He says. Ava nods. Watch me, then. When he finally falls back asleep, Ava slips out of bed and goes to the bathroom. She locks the door. She stares at her own reflection, pale under the light. You are so close. She whispers. Do not blink. The wedding becomes the stage. Ava wakes before dawn, dress hanging like a ghost in the suite. Outside, the manor grounds glitter with frost, lights strung across hedges. Lena arrives with a garment bag and a look that says she barely sleeps. You sure? Lena asks. Ava nods. I am done waiting. They exchange a single hug, quick and tight, then separate like soldiers. By noon, guests fill the ballroom. The air smells of perfume and power. Marcus moves through the crowd, king of the room, greeting donors and senators, laughing like he owns the law. Arthur King stands near the back in a plain suit, face unreadable. A few officers blend among staff. Ava walks the aisle, heart steady. She takes Marcus' hand. His fingers squeeze hers. You look perfect. He whispers. Ava smiles. You will remember this day forever. He laughs, unaware. The officiant begins. Vows are spoken. Marcus says. I do. Ava waits for the exact second the band swells, the exact second every camera is trained on her face. Then she nods once, a signal Arthur watches for. The doors slam open. The arrest plays out like a storm, loud and absolute. Marcus screams, then begs, then threatens. He tries to reach Ava. Officers stop him. Guests film everything. Society collapses into spectacle. Ava holds up the prison uniform. She delivers her line. The world watches a rich man fall. After Marcus is taken, Ava does not flee. She goes with Arthur to the courthouse steps where the press waits. Arthur speaks first, voice firm. We have evidence of a sustained criminal enterprise. This is not a misunderstanding. This is accountability. A reporter shouts. Who is the bride? Ava steps forward, veil in hand, face bare. My name is Ava Cole. She says. My father is innocent. He is alive. And he is coming home. The trial moves fast because the file is heavy and clean. Lena testifies. Her hands shake, but her voice holds. I draft the false reports. She says. I watch him pay the witness. I save copies because I know it is wrong. Samuel takes the stand and tries to lie. Arthur tears him apart with his own emails, his own transfers, his own signatures. Marcus sits at the defense table, jaw clenched, eyes burning holes into Ava when she enters the courtroom. You are a monster. He hisses one day as they pass in the hallway. Ava stops. She looks at him, calm. You make monsters. She replies. I just learn your language. The verdict arrives on a Monday afternoon. Guilty. The judge reads the sentence. 20 years in state prison. Assets seized. Restitution ordered. The courtroom buzzes like a hive. Marcus' face drains of color. For the first time, his power is gone and he knows it. Ava feels her knees go weak, not from joy, but from the sudden release of a knot she has carried for years. Outside, a car waits. Arthur stands beside her under gray sky. You did what the law could not do alone. Ava nods slowly. The law still needs people who refuse to look away. Arthur's eyes soften. Your father is at the next hearing. Exoneration is ready. 2 days later, Ava stands in the prison visiting room again, but this time the guards unlock a door and her father walks out wearing plain clothes, free. Daniel Cole is thinner, hair grayer, but his eyes are the same. Ava runs into his arms. For the first time since the funeral, she sobs. I did it. She says. Daniel holds her tight. You survive. He whispers. You did more than survive. Months pass. Ava rebuilds Cole Systems with a board that cannot be bought. She funds legal clinics for people crushed by corporate fraud. She speaks at conferences about ethics and accountability. At night, sometimes, she dreams of the wedding. The music. The doors. The cuffs. In the dream, Marcus always looks at her and asks one question. Was any of it real? Ava wakes and stares at the ceiling. Some things are real. Her love for her father. Her grief for her mother. Her rage. Her resolve. The rest is strategy. One evening, she visits her mother's grave with a single rose. It is done. Ava says. You can rest. Wind moves through the trees. The city hums far away. Ava turns and walks back toward her car. For the first time in years, the future feels open. After the verdict, Marcus tries one final move. From jail he sends a letter to Ava through a mutual contact, the paper thick and expensive as if money can still protect him. Arthur reads it first, jaw tight. He offers a deal. He claims he will confess to a smaller set of crimes if you publicly recant and claim you manipulate him. Ava takes the letter. She reads Marcus' handwriting, neat and controlled. You can still save me. You can still save yourself. Tell the press you lie. I will make you rich. I will make you safe. Ava folds the page and hands it back. He still thinks safety is something he can buy. She says. Arthur nods. He will appeal. He will drag it out. Let him. Ava replies. The truth does not get tired. A week later, Ava attends a hearing where the witness from the original case finally admits what he does. He stands in court, sweating, voice cracking. I take money. I lie. I say Daniel Cole steals because Marcus Thorne tells me to. The judge listens, face stone. Ava watches and feels a strange calm. It is not joy. It is closure. When the judge signs the exoneration order, Daniel Cole is officially cleared. The record is sealed. The stain is lifted. Outside the courthouse, cameras rush forward again. A reporter shouts. Are you satisfied? Ava looks into the lens. Satisfaction is not the point. Deterrence is. If you use the law as a weapon, you should expect the law to swing back. That night, she sits alone in her office at Cole Systems, lights low, the city spread beneath her like a circuit board. Lena calls. I am leaving New York. Lena says. I will start over. Somewhere quiet. You earned that. Ava replies. Lena hesitates. Do you ever feel guilty about how you use him? Ava is silent for a long moment. I feel many things. She says. Guilt is not the strongest one. After the call, Ava opens a drawer and takes out the wedding ring Marcus once puts on her finger. She holds it over a trash can, then stops. Instead, she places it into a small evidence bag and seals it, labeled and dated. Not a trophy. A reminder. She closes the drawer and turns off the light. Tomorrow, she will build something that does not rely on revenge. But tonight, she allows herself one quiet breath. And she finally sleeps.
Thanks for watching. Follow for more romance stories.